Rise and shine. Happy Thursday. Thank you so much for waking up with us. I'm Adriana Taro. Alexis King is off today, and we are joined here with meteorologist Hannah Ronner to tell us what we can look forward to on this Friday Eve. We're almost to Friday.
I know, and we are actually seeing conditions improve. I think we all agreed it was blazing hot.
So hot.
For every single day this week. So now we're finally getting closer to normal. The PD's about 5 degrees above average still for today, but yesterday it was 10. So, I mean, going back to 5, that's an improvement.
Even being in the car yesterday was brutal.
Yeah.
And I had my AC all the way up, but I was thinking about you. You want to know why?
Why?
Because you always do the start. You start your car ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
You have the automatic start, and I do too, and I never use it.
Why?
I don't know why I don't use it. I know we
best.
both have Jeeps, and I never use it. And I was like, why am I not doing what Hannah Ronner does? Why?
Literally like 10 minutes before I leave,
know.
because
I
like the
noticed
leather,
that.
it like burns.
Oh, I know. I was burning, and
like
I was hot.
second degree burns when you touch your steering wheel when you sit down. No, I
I
always
just need
do
to
it.
listen to you and follow you, and we all need to. So listen to Hannah, everyone.
Put your sunshades up
There
too.
you go. Yeah, you do have a sunshade. She's got it all.
I don't like sweating. I'm going to prevent every measure that I can.
I know you don't.
There's nothing like walking out of work just to like sweat on your entire ride home. I hate it. That's like a pet peeve of mine.
Yeah.
If I can prevent sweating, I'm going to go through every avenue possible to prevent it from happening. But thankfully, I think less of us should be sweating today just because, again, it's not going to be quite as hot. I mean, we're still talking about 88 to 90, but that is more typical. We hit 95 yesterday, and that's with, of course, very high humidity. Heat index was 109, very uncomfortable, and we had a lot of stormy weather that rolled through about 4 p.m. to about 9.
Right.
Yeah, it was intense.
I think I started 7 p.m. is whenever it hit my home in Carolina Forest.
Yeah,
so.
I started hearing it, but I sleep with earplugs too, so like I didn't really notice it too much.
Out.
Yeah, I kind of tuned it out. I noticed I had a few sticks in my yard, so you know I'll do that later today.
I know it. Yeah.
Yeah, the wind and the sticks in my yard is always something that
Hannah can't stand sticks in her yard.
No, I can't. I hate them. So we always are picking those up after a little bit of a windy day. But we are going to have temperatures again a little more dialed back. Yesterday, Florence tied their high temperature record because on Tuesday it was Lumberton. Yesterday it was Florence. They hit 100. Previous record was also 100 from 1952. Today will be the time now is 5:10, and if you are already up this morning, if you want to stick your head outside, you're going to be kind of pleasantly surprised. It feels a lot different. It is more refreshing. And like refreshing in kind of like the loose sense compared to last week and yesterday and Monday, it is going to be a big difference. We were well into our top category here. The dew points were in the 70s. Now they're slightly lower. I mean, they're still high, but they're in the upper 60s, and your air temperature is a lot lower as well. Now Lumberton is still going to be in your top category there with dew points around 71, but even Myrtle Beach, 68 degrees for your dew point. Yes, it's still humid. It's around 95%, but with the temperature being 10 degrees lower, it's a pretty big difference to start your morning. And the temperatures are mostly in the upper 60s, which is the coolest that we've been in 2 weeks. So it is a very big difference. However, we are going to be back in the mid 70s for later tonight. So kind of like your best feeling morning of the work week will be today. We will see a mix of sun and clouds for the morning, but we are still going to have fairly clear conditions for the first part of the day. And then across inland, we will be watching for a few more storms, not the washout conditions that we had to deal with yesterday. A whole line of severe storms moved north to south from the mid-afternoon through the early evening time. A few damage reports with trees down, so it's not going to be like that. Our severe weather threat is lower, and the coverage for the rain in general, a lot lower for today. We do still have the heat advisory for Scotland County, but the rest of us, the 7 other counties in our viewing area, do not have heat alerts in effect for today. We'll stay dry into the mid-afternoon where you see those isolated storms beginning to pop up. It does seem like they're kind of going to stay away from the immediate coast today, and we do have a level 1 risk of severe weather across the PD. The beach is kind of left out of that for today. But your high, 90 for the beach, closer to normal. Inland still a little bit above average in the mid-90s, but it feels better than 100. So we are improving, and we are going to continue to have temperatures dipping for a couple of degrees tomorrow. Friday will be off to a fairly dry start. We see those spotty showers, similar timing, hottest point of the day. Can never rule out those thunderstorms in this part of the Carolinas for this time of year. So just keep an eye on it for the afternoon, but again, not like what we saw yesterday. Temperatures will be in the mid-70s overnight tonight. 88 is almost a perfect temperature for this time of year. We're going to have that for Friday and Saturday. And honestly, there's not going to be a huge spread in temperatures for the next 7 days. And inland will be 94 to 96 today through the upcoming weekend. Adriana? The time now is 6:54 as we take a live look out over the Grand Strand for our final check on the weather. We know it is a magical start to the morning. One, just because it feels so much better outside. Yes, there's still humidity. Sure, it's still a little bit sticky, but your air temperature has seen a huge improvement and your dew points again are a little lower. So the humidity's there, but it's not the worst. It was way worse yesterday. The temperatures are a lot cooler. We are 5 to 11 degrees lower this morning. We have one county under a heat advisory. That's, again, a big improvement compared to yesterday when it was almost all of South Carolina under the heat advisory. Now, none of South Carolina is. We will be watching for a few more showers and thunderstorms. We have a small risk of severe weather. It's a level 1, and it's actually not even for the whole viewing area. We can see the light green here for the coast, and it does push inland to include Conway and technically even Lower Marion. That's just kind of a general thunderstorm risk. A few in this area could be on the strong side, but it's a level 1 compared to yesterday's level 2. And also yesterday was very widespread. Notice for this afternoon, it's just a couple of isolated showers, but there is going to be some heavy downpours, of course, lightning and some gusty winds, but overall severe weather threat not as high as yesterday. The temperatures are closer to normal. We're within 3 degrees of normal for the beach, so that's okay. Florence, though, is still about 5 degrees above, better than being 10, but we are actually going to keep lowering, cooling 2 whole degrees for tomorrow. Now for Friday, dry start. A little bit of some activity sporadically during the afternoon and evening time, and this is going to be the case as we go into the upcoming weekend. Temperatures for tonight won't be quite as cool. Again, we are well into the 60s. Now we're going to be back into the low and mid 70s, which is still a typical temperature for this time of year, and thankfully nothing to report out in the tropics. Winds are west and light at 5 to 10. The water temperatures at 82, and temperatures are going to hover around normal for the next several days. So we have 89 to about 90, a few pop-up showers and storms around here and there. Temperatures are going to be in the mid-90s for inland, though, as we head into the upcoming weekend. So overall, not looking too bad, and it's just not as hot as yesterday.
Hannah, thank you. And before we go, you know the Razor scooter.
Sure.
Yeah, I loved it. Well, it's rolling into its 25th birthday. Can you imagine?
I feel old.
I feel old. Well, hitting the streets and sidewalks for the first time back in 2000, the Razor 8 Kick scooter transported riders of all ages with about 1 million sold every month. I believe that. And then since the original one unfolded and the Go Razor a Kick, we've seen the company's evolution from, you know, trikes, go-karts, electric scooters. Yeah, now they have hoverboards.
There you go.
It's been paving the way for the past 25 years. I just remember scooters like getting hit in your ankles.
Getting a nice big old bruise.
I know.
And it burning your heel if you rode it barefoot.
When he had an older brother, he loved to do that.
Oh
you know, like on
gosh.
purpose. Yeah, I know.
That's cruel.
I got strong ankles now. Thank you for watching News 13 this morning. We hope you have a great day.